Hello and welcome to Cerberus tutorial video for Magic Online. We decided to put this video together just to sort of give new players a brief sort of outlook as to how to actually set themselves up on Magic Online, get the downloads done, and then a little bit of a tutorial about the interface itself. So the first thing you want to do is head across to Magic Online. I'll get this right in a second. You'll need to head along to magic.wizards.com. Once you're there, you'll find under game info you've got products, and then you'll find Magic Online on there for you. This is the quickest and easiest way to sort of find the downloads and the setup files as well. The good thing you will find here is the first thing you've got is a server status. So when you are playing, if you want to check and make sure everything's up, this is a great place to sort of find that information out. So at the top here you have got two buttons. You've got the create an account button and the download button. If you click on the download button first, I always find it easy to sort of download the software and then take it from there. This will give you the specs. I'll give you the download now button. Now this is currently only available for Windows, so if you are running on a Mac system you would need to run some sort of a partition to get a Windows operating system onto your Mac in order to run this. So once you have this link, this will take you to the install screen, so you can save the setup file. I already actually have this installed, so I'm not going to go through the full install process. Pretty sure if you're watching these sort of videos then you're quite capable of doing that. Once the install file's down, it'll give you the setup file, and you should be good to go. I believe I've got that opened up in a separate screen. Yeah. So it gives you the setup file, just run the setup file, run through the process, and that'll take you through that. Once you've installed, you'll find that you have a little Magic the Gathering icon on your desktop, which, if I can find mine, is here. Double clicking on that will run you to this screen. Now it does sometimes take a little while to load. They run updates quite regularly on the operating platform, so it's worthwhile doing that. Once you get to this screen, you've got two buttons at the bottom. You can play a free trial or create a new account. If you create a new account, that will take you to a web page where it'll ask you for a few details. So you're basically going to pop in your date of birth, select your username, your password, give them your email address, and then there is a section for how you want to pay. Magic Online isn't completely free. It's actually got a $9.99 sign up fee, as it were, which in the UK also includes $2 of tax, which works out to just about £8 sterling. Now you actually get quite a bit for that. The guys at Wizards give you quite a bit for what you're paying for that, but they also need your payment details if you want to buy boosters and you want to carry on using the server online as well. So once you've gone through all of this and got your account set up, I'll just put in some dummy data for now, just so we can sort of show you a couple of the screens. It'll ask you how much experience you have. If you're a completely new player, go for that. If you play Paper Magic, if you play Jaws of the Planeswalker, or you play Magic Online. If you are completely new to the game, I recommend going to Jaws of the Planeswalker first. It's just a handy way to sort of learn how to play. Once you go through this, so you'll give in all your details, come with your username, all that sort of stuff, and then it'll take you through to your payment details screen. They'll then send you a verification code to verify that your account's active. That comes through to your email. You just click on the link to activate your account, and you are good to go. So once you've got your account, you're going to be able to log in. Now this is a new account we've set up, so this is exactly what you guys are going to see when you first sign in. Oops. Now again, you have to be a little bit patient during the signing in process. It can take a little while. If you're in the US or not in the US, just check your prize eligibility. I know this is all fine from previous versions. I'm not sure about this one, give me a second. I always put that I'm eligible to receive rewards, why not? No, we're actually not, because we're not residents of the United States. So once you click that, that'll bring you to this screen here. This is your Magic Online home screen, so you see there's quite a lot of interesting things here. You can see which of your buddies are online, which we'll show you how to add those later on today. Any sort of announcement about what's been updated this week, what's going on at the minute, and also a list of featured scheduled tournament events. So you find the sealed daily events, standard dailies, modern masters, You've got loads and loads of different things that you can be doing whilst you're here on Magic Online. Across the top you've got your main navigation page. The first thing that you really want to be doing is having a look at your account. So in here, this way you can change all of your options. You can have animation on your cards, you can animate foils, you can display the preview window, which is something that I always have on. You can change your sound effects as well. It's completely up to you guys what you want to do with that. In your account settings, you've got your username, your passwords, what email address you're using, your billing addresses are all there as well. And then in your settings, this is where you can sort of set where you want Magic Online to stop. If you are a new player, this is really good because it gives you all of the phases that you can sort of play through. This is quite handy. I always set myself to have a stop on my draw step, my upkeep, and on my opponent's upkeep, just because there are some decks that you might play that may require that. You've got input settings on here as well, where you can change your mouse and your short keys, hotkeys, all that sort of stuff. Buddy's clan and chat, you can create a clan, join a clan, all those sort of things. You can set your trade request statuses. This is all pretty much just setting up how you want things to play. The important thing here is your game history. So everybody starts a game with a rating of 1600. The higher this number goes, the higher your rankings are on Magic Online. So it's really quite a useful tool to sort of see how you're getting on. You can also see all your game histories. You can see what games you played, watch them back, all those sort of things as well. And then if you've got any sort of previous orders, promo codes are all on there for you too. So let's see what we actually got for the $12 that we paid when we signed up. So as you can see, we've got absolutely no cards whatsoever. This is a completely blank account. However, if we go to our other products, we get a new account pack. So when you go into this, just double click it, or open one of these, right click it, double click, whichever is best. Open that up, and this is going to give us loads of goodies. So for our $12, we've got 5 event tickets, which are $1 each, 20 new player points, which are going to help us learn the game, some avatars, and then we've got some cards as well. So we'll have a look in a second at exactly what we got in our cards. And these are just to help you sort of build your first deck so you can start playing the game. So this has all now appeared in our collection. Your tickets are what you're going to use to buy into events, so you can get boosters from trades and things as well. New player points are just different sort of things you can use to learn how to play the game. We go back onto cards now. As you can see, we've now got quite a nice collection. Most of these are, I think they're all actually commons and uncommons, but you've got enough to start building yourself a deck if you want to start trying to actually play in some events. Everything in here will always be standard legal, so you can play in the most general formats. You also get a great selection and array of basic lands. You actually get enough basic lands in your starter set for almost any deck you could want to play. You know, that might be slightly different if you're playing some sort of big commander decks or something like that. But as you can see, we've got absolutely loads of cards. You have got different options to sort at the top. So under sort, we can look at sorting them by name, by colour, by convert mana cost, by rarity. So if you want to see if we did open any rares, let's have a look. Nope, everything we got was uncommon or lower, which is always the way with these starter packs anyway. You've also got the little slider here, so if you want to increase your card size, have a look at things a little bit bigger, you can do. But I always keep mine personally sorted by name. You've got versions here, so you can show different versions separately, or you can group them together, doesn't really matter. Show foils and non-foils separately, promos and all that sort of stuff as well. Your quantity tab, you can have collectible, not collectible, basically different numbers that you're looking at. And then in your display, you want to make sure that you have this preview pane on, which is this little box here. This just gives you a slightly more readable version of the cards that you're looking at. So whichever card I hover over appears in that box for us. You can just sort of see them as a list view. So if you don't want to see the whole list, you can look at the cards this way around if that's easier for you. But I find it much easier just to have the visuals there, as I recognise more cards by picture than I do by actual name and text. You can filter down the side here to different formats, different sets, different colours. And at the bottom, this is where you're going to find your binders and your decks. So you automatically get a wish list in your binders. If I was to want to add one of these to a trade binder, right click, click add to trade binder, and that should bring me up my active trade binder. No, apparently not. So in freeform, we've not got a lot in there, but we have got add deck and add binder, so we can add a deck, name it, this is my deck. Pick which standard it's going to go into, so we're going to start by playing it as standard, and then you can pick which deck box you want to use as well. Loads of different options there for you. We're just going to use this one for now. Hit OK, and this now gives you a little deck icon in the side. Now this yellow icon here tells you that you don't have enough cards in here to make this a legal deck, but if we wanted to play something like mono blue artifacts, we can put all these blue cards in. I'm just literally chucking any cards into here just to sort of show you what's going on. And all of these will appear here. Now this automatically defaults to sorting by colour, but again you've got the same options where you can sort by convert mana cost to see what your curve's looking like, or those sort of things as well. Now building a deck I wouldn't advise as being the best way to start out with Magic Online. You're actually better off to play some sealed events, just to sort of learn how the cards in the interface works. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. So this is your play lobby, and this all looks quite sort of big and complicated to start with. At the top you've got 3 different options: constructed tournaments, limited tournaments and constructed open play. So if you've got a deck you just want to play casually, you can go to constructed open, just starting out, just for fun, getting serious. Got all the different options. Pick which deck you want to play, double click on a game and you can go in. The great thing here as well is that if there's a game like this one here that's probably still playing, we can actually watch their game. Sorry, these sounds appear to be on my laptop at the minute. So now we can go in and we can actually see what these guys are up to. We can't see their hands, but we can see their decks. So it looks like this is a blue-white artifact type deck against a black-blue beatdown deck. If we want to come out of this at any point, let's just close the window at the top and that'll close that game down for us. Now where we actually want to be is in limited tournaments. So you'll see when this opens up in a second. We've got loads of stuff in the window here. Now what we're going to be looking for is new to Magic Online drafts. If you want to sort of filter that down a little bit, you can filter by what sort of format you want to look at. So at the minute it's going to be DTK ×2 Fate Reforged. Tick the set that you want to practice with, and then we can select an event. So we've got this event here. It will only be 4 players for a new player event, but we can use 4 new player points. Now we've got 20 of these, so we can do 5 of these drafts. You will not get any of the cards that you draft, but if we click on the price structure we can see 2 match wins gets us 5 booster packs, which we can crack and sort of get some cards out of. So we're looking to hopefully get a couple of match wins here and get some cards into our collection. So we'll sign up for this and hopefully something will fire shortly. Now we can just minimise that window down while we're sort of waiting for things to load, and just have a look around the rest of the interface. As I say, you've got loads of different filters, loads of different games you can play. The players is all basically how many people we need to actually fill up the draft itself. So while that's sort of going through there, I'm just going to show you the actual store. This isn't necessarily the best place to buy boosters from, but it's okay if you're just starting out. So your booster packs are $4 a booster pack, and tickets are usually $1 each. So you can actually get your three boosters and your 2 tickets for $14. Plus, then obviously there's around $2.50 of tax on that. So it works out to be about $16.50 a draft. Alternatively, you can go to the traders. If we open the trade window, this will show you all of the current posts, and you'll find there's a lot of bots on here that are just sort of selling various different packs. Now, everything that they're selling online has to be done by tickets. So, as an example, we can look for Dragons boosters. Hit enter, and that gives us a list of everybody that's selling boosters. So here, look, we can see the booster prices. Modern Masters 2, they buy for $7.5, sell for $7.15. Dragons, they buy at $2.75, $2.85, and then Fate Reforged are really cheap at the minute. So if we go into this person, they'll tell us basically what we need to, how many tickets we need for what we need to get. In order to actually buy the products, you're going to need to make your tickets available for trade. So to do that, you want to right click on your event tickets, and I just keep all of mine in my active trade binder. So we're going to binders now. We should have an active for trade, which we appear not to. So this here, look, you've got the button at the bottom, so you make a binder, active trade binder, make active. You can pick what kind of folder you want, which again, we'll just take the generic gold one. So this now means we've got a trade binder. If we right click, add all of our tickets to our active trade binder, we can then go into the trade area and do whatever we need to do. So that's really the basics of the interface before getting into a game itself. We just need to wait and see. So we're only waiting on one more player now, which is quite nice. Hopefully someone's going to jump in real quick, and then we'll be able to get started with showing you how to actually play the game. So I'm going to assume, for the benefit of this part, that you played a little bit of Magic before. So if you haven't, then do head along to your local game store. If you're in Nottingham, come and see us at Chimera. But we'll have a little bit of a look and a play around the interface itself. Now, you might have noticed I dropped online quite a lot. I'm hoping if we can open some really good packs, we'll do quite well here. But you have to remember, these are phantom events, so you don't need to just take the really expensive cards in the packs, because you're not going to get to keep them anyway. But I hope we can get 1 or 2 wins and secure ourselves a couple of extra boosters. These new player drafts and stuff can be a little bit slow to start sometimes. Like I said, we're just waiting on that one last person to join us in the queue. So just with regard to normal drafts, I'm just going to open one up so we can sort of show you the window here. So at the bottom you've got these different sort of entry conditions. So you can just pay with event tickets, you can buy a draft pack from the store, or you can get 2 tickets and then have your boosters ready to go. This is by far and away your most efficient way to actually be playing Magic online. Is to get your booster in advance, just pay the 2 event tickets. And that means that if you do win prizes or anything like that, you can use those for events. Unfortunately, because these are only 5 card boosters, we can't use these to enter other drafts. But as I say, if we do manage to win some boosters today, hopefully we'll be able to open them, get some decent prizes, and we can see where we go from there. Most of what you get in your initial collection won't actually be worth anything. As I say, it's all commons and uncommons. There are a few uncommons, sorry, that are worth a little bit, but I very much doubt we're going to have those sort of in this pool. Just have a quick look through, see if there's anything we sort of think is playable. Devouring Light's not a bad card. It does see some play. Seems like we've got quite a lot of things for Blue-White Heroic, which is quite nice because it's a really cheap and easy deck to build. Let's see. Our draft has started, perfect. So we could open this window up now. This is our Phantom Online event, and we now have to pick which card we want from this pack. So having a look at this, Mirror Mockery is fine, but it's not a great card. The best card by far in this pack is looking like it's going to be Sarkhan's Rage. It's just a really efficient, good removal spell. I quite like the Glade Watcher as well, but I'm going to take the Sarkhan's Rage here. So again, at the bottom of the screen you can expand this up a little bit so you've got a bit more space. I like to make the pictures a little bit bigger as well. And any card that you double click is going to go straight into your sideboard area. This pack's given us a couple of options. Vulture Saber is a really good pick, but I think I prefer the Mystery of Kieran. It's just a much more aggressive plan, which if we're going to be taking things like Sarkhan's Rage, that's what we want to be doing. This is a great way to sort of learn the new cards and learn what they do. You get a little bit more time as well. You'll notice from my other draft videos I tend to like aggressive decks. Some people like to sort of control what's happening on the board a little bit more than that. So obviously because it's a new player draft, it does sometimes take people a little bit longer to pick which cards they want. But that's fine, it gives us plenty of time to look at our decks. Okay, so this next pack looks like it's a really mismatched pack, to be honest. The Storming Dragon's quite good. A 4/4 first strike flyer is really powerful when we sort of unflip it. There's a couple of good blue cards here. Territorial Rock's not bad, but it's not really aggressive. The best card in the pack for us here is going to be the Storming Dragon. So things can be a little bit slow sometimes if you're an experienced drafter, but these are just a great way to basically draft for free and practice the format. Colligan Forerunners is an amazing pickup for us here. The Bloodchain Fanatic's really cool as well, but we definitely want to be playing the Forerunners. Like if we can get a lot of creatures on the board, the Forerunners gets really powerful. Okay, so now we're back to like the first pack, the second pack that we saw. There's not a massive amount in here. Vile Dragonfire is okay, but we're probably going to take the Rending Volley just for the sideboard. So if you know you're going to put a card in the sideboard, you can right click and just add the card straight to your sideboard. This is looking like we're going to be a base red deck here. Maybe a little bit of white. We can still go into another colour if we think something's more open. The Foreigners works really well with black. So the Rending Body's fine for the sideboard, but I don't know if I really want two of them this early in the draft. I don't like taking sideboard cards that heavily. The Skirmishers is probably the best card for our deck if we do go into black. I want to try and stay on colour as much as possible, so I'm going to take the volley for the sideboard. Just means we're really good against other blue-white decks. Here we've got the Territorial Rock back, so that's fine. It's quite a nice sort of blocker, and then we can get the Stormreach border from this pack. We're looking like we're getting a really good deck together here. Out of this pack, the Dragon's Eye Sentry is a little bit defensive, and I'm not a big fan of Impact Tremor, so we'll take the Violet Dragonfly just as a bit more removal. Okay, so out of this pack, the Culligan Foreigners is fine. It's nothing overly exciting. I just received a message from one of my friends to say that I'm playing a Modern Masters draft tomorrow, so that's quite exciting. We've got really good cards here. We've got to start out with a really good deck as well. So from this pack, Mind Rot's probably the best card that's left. We're not very likely to play it. Kindle Fury is a fine combat trick. It means we can get some first strike and a bit more damage through. We'll take the Dragon's Eye Sentry. Again, we're not likely to play it, but it is quite a nice defensive creature if we need one. And then at this point we're just getting whatever's left in the packs, which isn't too bad. You do get to keep the basic lands that you draft as well, so if you need a particular colour, it's usually a relatively easy way to pick some up. Okay, so this pack is actually terrible for us. There's Assault Formation is a really powerful card. Just means that everything's dealing damage equal to its toughness from your side. But we're not really looking to go into green. Territorial Rock's probably the only card in the pack that we actually want to play. Tormenting Voice is fine if we need to fix some stuff. But we'd like to get this Territorial Rock back. I'm actually going to take the Minister of Pain because it can be quite bad for our deck with us having a few sort of one toughness guys. The Eerie Bowmaster is a really powerful card as well. In fact, I'm just going to cut that here. Hate drafting first pick seems really wrong. There was just nothing in that pack for us. This pack, on the other hand, we've got quite a lot of good cards. So we've got another Sarkhan's Rage. Really good if we want to try and burn our opponent out. Another Stormwing Dragon as well. This card's really powerful, but I don't really want to run two of them, or much more aggressive. However, the best card in the pack is probably going to be the Pacifism. It's just a great sort of spell for removing things from the board and getting things out of the way. We want to make sure we've got a good balance of removal spells and actual things. Sprinting Warbrute here is phenomenal. We can dash it in for 4 mana and do a lot of damage really quickly. We've got the makings of a really strong aggressive red deck, which seems like a good thing for us. So, Foil Collected Company. If this was a keeping draft, this card's worth quite a lot. Pitiless Horde is absolutely phenomenal. We're not 100% locked onto white here, so we could take it. Hardened Berserker means we can cast things for a little bit cheaper. But the type of deck we want isn't really a Hardened Berserker deck. I'm going to take the Pitiless Horde here just because it's so powerful. If we are looking at maybe going into black, then Reckless Imp's the best card here. Okay, so we've got the Sarkhan's Rage back, which is just phenomenal. We're getting a really aggressive sort of deck together now, and this means we can burn our opponents, we can kill their creatures, and we still might see this again come around on the third pick from the pack. Getting another Forerunners here seems spot on as well. Like, our deck's just looking really, really aggressive. I'm going to move the black cards to the sideboard for now. If you do get a card down the bottom that you want to sort of get into your sideboard, you can sort of just double click it, it'll bounce across. Because of how aggressive our deck is, I'm going to take the Collected Company, and there is a chance that if we get the right lands in the next pack we may be able to splash it. I always just sort my sideboard by colour so I can see what I'm sort of looking at. So most of our guys are lower top, so the assault formation still isn't really that great for us. We'll pick up another Kindle Fury here, but again I'm not that excited to sort of play it. Haven and Spirit Dragon doesn't do anything for us. We'll pick up the Impact Tremors in case we do sort of go down more of a dash route. So we're not that spell heavy to make Student that good. Colligon Stormslinger is fine, it gives something else haste. Just going to move the cards I'm not that sort of keen on playing to the sideboard. I don't really want two Kindle Fury in the deck. I feel like one's going to be more than enough. Alright, Vujitide is fine if we need to bounce something, flash in a block, getting a blocker, sorry. Yeah, these cards are not very good, we're just going to take them and drop them straight into the sideboard. So we've got some really good options if we do want to go into a sort of third colour, or if we want to cut the white completely. Our green's looking relatively decent, as is our black. I do like the Pitiless Horde, Reckless Imp. So we'll keep an eye on this pack and see if we can get some sort of good lands that we can sort of do something with there. Okay, so War in the First Tree is really, really powerful. We do have a need to play white and black spells to make it work, which isn't ideal for us, but if we can get this online, and we can get online early, it's going to be really good. Bathing Dragonfire is another solid removal spell for the deck, which is something that I think we're going to want here. There is a Bloodfell Close as well, so if we do want to splash we can take that, but I think we're probably going to get that back anyway. So I'm going to take the Bathing Dragonfire here, it's just the best card in the pack for our deck. Okay, Ujitai. That not being taken first pick is quite scary. That should normally go almost straight away. Someone's going to get a really good blue-white deck, and this is just almost impossible to deal with. There's nothing overly exciting in the pack for us. We can take the Windscarred Crag, it's an on-colour sort of fixing land for us. But we can probably play Ujitai here if we decide we want to. Like, I'll probably play the Ujitai with just one blue source in the deck and hope I get there. It's only really a bad card if it's in our opening hand. Okay, Gaseous Conscription's an absolutely terrible card. We've got the harsh sustenance here, so if we do look at going into the black, then it's another great card for us, but I think the best card for us is going to be the Mardu Scout. Really aggressive, nice sort of big dash creature. We can get for a lot of early damage with this. Really happy with how this deck's coming together. Okay, so this pack, we said we may want to play the Collected Company, and if we're going to go down that line, then the Rugged Highlands is a great pick for us. We haven't got that many good we haven't got that big a deck at the minute, which means a Ghost One's probably going to be the pick here. Purely because it's an aggressive sort of creature that we can try and win the game quickly with. It does die to literally everything, but it is a threat that they have to deal with. You will notice that your decks are a lot stronger when you start playing 8-man drafts, purely because there's more cards in the mix for you to sort of choose from. Okay, so this pack, this is our first pack back again. Rage Form's pretty powerful. It gives you a 2/2 double striker. If you can manifest a creature, that's fantastic. The odds on Sky Captain is brilliant for our deck. It's a 2/2 flyer that when they actually kill it means one of our other guys gets bigger, which seems like a great idea for us. Again, we've still got the Bloodfell Caves here, but if anything I'm probably going to want to move more. I don't want to go into black unless I have to. We'll take the Sky Captain here. Now, as you see, some of these cards have got different dash costs, so if I want to account this as a 4-drop, I can sort of move these across, and that's not a problem for us to do that. This is a 3-drop because we're going to morph it in every time we have it, sort of basically. Okay, so out of this pack wasn't brilliant. Swaddling of Feet's really aggressive. Not a fan of the Lightning Shrieker. We could pick up an Nourishing Cleric here, gain some life, and it just gives us a bit of defensive power if there's another aggressive deck in the field. So there's the Wandering Champion. This is okay. We're going to have blue and red permanents, so we can discard a card and draw a card. But I think we're going to pick up the Tranquil Cove here. I want to try, and if we can, splash the Ujitai. Absolutely nothing left in this pack, so we're just going to take the best card here. We're still probably going to want to run one island in the deck. So as you see, all I'm doing to select these cards is just double clicking the card that I want, and that adds it to my main deck, and then I can move things around as I need to. So here, again, there's not really a lot for us. I'm not going to be going into the black if I'm going to splash a little bit of blue. Probably going to take Abzan Advantage here. It just means that we can use it to bolster one. They can get rid of an enchantment if we need them to. Cunning Strike's a fine pickup. It's a great card anyway, and if we're going to splash a little bit of blue, I can certainly see myself playing this. So we've got the Wandering Champion back anyway. And we're now looking, this is almost a complete deck for us. We want to be playing sort of 17, 18 lands. If we're going to try and get to Ujitai, we almost certainly want to be playing 18. So this looks like our deck's almost ready. We'll see what comes around in these next few picks just in case. We'll take the Highlands. It doesn't look like there's a red-green player at the table. Defiant Ogre's not too bad for us. we really don't care about any of these picks now. So we're playing a really aggressive Jeskai deck, which seems like a great thing for us. We're going to be aggressive in the early game and then rely on Ujitai to win us the game. So once you've completed your draft, this is your deck building area. A couple of really useful things that you can do. Again, just make things a little bit bigger. If you right click in your bottom main deck area, you can group creatures separately. This is really good just for helping you work out what you've sort of got to cast where. And I again always just move things to their dash costs, to their morph costs, because that's where I'm most likely to want to play these creatures. So it looks like we're really, really aggressive. It's a great position for us to be in. I'm going to make this an 18 land deck. I want to play 1 island, and then probably 9 mountains, 6 plains. 7 plains, sorry. So we can have a look at a deck like this. Once we want to put them all back together, just combine the groups. Easy way to see what you're going to sort of be building is to just sort by colour. So we've got a little bit of white, we've got a lot of red, so we need to make sure we're hitting our red sources. Then just that little bit of blue as well. Click at the top, have basic lands. You don't need to choose basic lands from your collection. The client will actually give you a suggestion. Now this is saying that he wants me to have 4 blue sources for our 2 blue spells. Because they're both late in the game, I don't really think that's the case. I think I'm much happier playing this sort of split. 7 white sources, because we've got the Tranquil Cove as well. 3 blue sources just gives us a good chance of getting to here. And then the 9 red sources means we're going to hopefully have a mountain on turn 1. Add those to your deck. Resort by converted mana cost. And this is how your deck looks. Once you're happy with everything, you can hit on the submit deck, and that'll submit that through, ready for your first round. Now if for example we decide that we want to change something, I don't know, say we want to play Orator Bridge Tie, we can make that, we can just hit the submit deck again and that'll resubmit through. If we've changed our mind, because obviously we don't want to play the Orator Bridge Tie, change it through, submit your deck, nice and easy. Now if it is your first time sort of drafting, you want to be looking for a 40 card deck, usually between sort of 16 and 18 lands. And then you're looking for a split of usually sort of 14 to 17 creatures, and the rest of your deck is spells. So we've got really good sort of numbers here to give us a really efficient plan. So we submitted our deck, we're quite happy with it. We do have sort of 10 minutes to do this, but we're going to leave it there for now. And we will see how this deck plays out. I'll record the games and I'll pop them in the videos just below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave some comments, and head across to www.cerberuscast.com for more great draft videos. We've got live action, we've got some podcasts up on there for you as well. Articles, just loads of content. Head yourselves along, and we'll be back soon for round 1 of this new player draft.